It's a white supremacy agenda. This is all about white supremacy. Even their anti-trans kids bill, that's a white supremacist deal. And honestly, as far as I'm concerned, we're dealing with a white supremacy issue when it comes to the abortion pill issue that they wanted to add to the call. Because when we look at the growth in this state over the last 10 years, over 80% of the growth has been due to people of color, not white folk. Mm-hmm. So, it's a white supremacy agenda. Said that actually the most educated demographic in this country right now is Black women. I am tired of the white tears. Listen, if you are competent, you are not concerned. When I walk into Congress every single day, you know why I don't feel a way and why you can't make me doubt who I am? Is because I know that I had to work 10 times as hard as they did just to get into the seat. When you look and you compare me to Marjorie Taylor Greene or me to Lauren Boebert, there is no comparison. And that is the life that we have always lived. So the only people that are crying are the mediocre white boys that have been beaten out by people that historically have had to work so much harder.
A congresswoman from North Texas is causing controversy over recent comments she made about Governor Abbott. Fox's Stephen Dial explains.
Dallas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is being called out by other elected officials for her comments last Saturday at a human rights campaign event.
Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot mess.
I don't know how the Democrats came to appoint Jasmine Crockett as the unquestioned leader of your party, but thank God. And I think what she should do is go on TV twice as much as she is right now, maybe 3 times as much, because every time she appears and makes one of these mistakes, says something radical, it only further divides her party from the rest of the other 80% of America who can't stand this.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So once again, we got to talk about Ghetto Democrat Jasmine Crockett, who is putting her foot in her mouth so much that videos of her and the things that she said before in the past are now going viral, right? That is what's happening. People are digging up old clips of Jasmine Crockett saying unhinged things because lately she's been saying unhinged things. And people just started to realize that she's just an unhinged person in general, okay? And the latest clip that is going viral of Jasmine Crockett saying things that, in my opinion, are racist, right? I mean, she's just a flat-out racist at this point. Let's be real, right? She criticized Byron Donalds, okay, who is a Black Republican, for having a white wife, claiming that he is whitewashed for having a white wife, which, again, I find to be interesting, okay, because she didn't criticize Kamala Harris for having a white husband. But this is what she said on the Breakfast Club a few months ago before the election. And again, this clip is going viral because of just how outlandish these comments are. Take a look.
That not everything in this world has been fixed, but I can tell you that there's one team that is fighting every single day to make this world better. And there's another team that literally wants to delete our humanity and look at us and act as if we are not. My governor pardoned a police officer who was convicted by a jury of his peers for literally killing a Black Lives Matter activist.
Say his name, Governor Greg Abbott.
Governor Greg Abbott. And here's the problem. That happened maybe 2 weeks after the whole dog situation with Kristi Noem. Now, the whole country went crazy about her killing her dog. I keep trying to remind people that this country still values the life of a dog over our lives. And if we continue to put people into office, and that even means some of our skinfolk who definitely are not our kinfolk, such as Byron Donalds, who are going to continue to say that, like, I mean, the fact that you sitting around talking about life was better under Jim Crow, like, is this because you don't understand history? Or literally it's because you married a white woman and so you think that whitewashed you. I'm not really sure like what it is.
Well, but you couldn't even be married to a white woman under Jim
Correct. Correct. And it took Joy to call him out. So I'm like, bruh, like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you saying? Like, he just out here, you know, I feel like they give him his talking points and he's like, yes, massa, I got it. And it's not enough. So neither party is perfect. I will agree with that. So people that take issue with both parties, I completely understand. There is no perfection that actually resides on this earth, but there is a party that at least is striving for a more perfect union.
Wow. We have a sitting congresswoman criticizing her colleague, Byron Donalds, for having a white wife, right? Saying that he may be whitewashed because he has a white wife, right? And that I guess the GOP just tells him whatever to say, and he says, yes, massa, right? Basically trying to say that he's a slave for the GOP, which I'm going to get back to in a minute, right? I'm going to get back to that because I find that comment to be particularly interesting coming from Jasmine Crockett, who I believe is projecting here, to be honest with you. But let's actually go back to the whole whitewash comments. Again, a sitting congresswoman is criticizing her colleague for having an interracial marriage. And for whatever reason, this type of overt racism is just accepted in our society, right? Where it's just okay now for a representative to just be overtly racist. Okay, now again, if a white person was to criticize a white colleague for having a black wife, okay, or a black husband, that would be the #1 news story in the country at the time. Again, she said this maybe like 3 months before the election, right? Again, the clip is going viral now. I guess somebody found it and then they posted it, and now, you know, it's being posted everywhere, right? But regardless, my point is that if a white person had said something like that about a white colleague for marrying a black person, people would be losing their minds. But, you know, just like most liberal black women, right? They seem to have a problem with black men that don't marry black women, right? But they're totally fine. They're totally okay with black women that marry white men, which is why I have never heard her accuse Kamala Harris of being whitewashed for marrying a white man, right? Why is it that we've never heard Jasmine Crockett criticize AOC for being with a white man, or Ilhan Omar for being with a white man, or Ketanji Brown Jackson for being with a white man? It seems to me all the so-called soul sisters, the so-called women of color in the Democratic Party, they all love the great white pipe. Funny how that works, right? Why is it that black men always get this criticism from black women for marrying outside of the race, right? Not marrying a black woman. But again, when a so-called black woman does that, which again, you know, Kamala Harris, again, debatable about whether or not she's black. Okay, regardless, Jasmine Crockett believes she's black. So again, why is it that Jasmine Crockett, why she had no smoke for Kamala Harris? Why she had no smoke for Kamala Harris? Okay, if who you marry affects your politics, right? Is Kamala whitewash white liberal politics? I don't know. But I personally believe that Jasmine Crockett is, right? Jasmine Crockett is whitewashed with white liberal politics, even though she ain't got a man, right? And the reason why she ain't got a man is because of her attitude, right? She ain't got a man for the same reasons why black men are not marrying a lot of these black women anymore, right? That's the reason why she ain't got a man, right? Which is hilarious to me. She is single for the same exact reasons for why some black men are deciding not to marry black women, right? And she's too stupid to realize it, right? To be honest with you, okay? But, you know, again, I want to get back to this point in which she was talking about how, you know, Byron Donalds is just out here saying whatever I guess the Republicans want him to say. And I guess I can make that same argument for Jasmine Crockett, who, again, claims to be pro-black, but yet she supports abortion, which overwhelmingly, disproportionately affects black women, okay? When you talk about black population growth, yeah, one of the reasons why it's not growing is because of abortion. Again, something that Jasmine Crockett supports. Also, on top of that, you guys saw at the beginning of the video, right? She clearly supports the far left woke agenda when it comes to biological boys competing against biological girls in sports. Something that, again, is a Democrat thing, definitely not a black thing, okay? And also on top of that, she supports open borders, right? Which also negatively impacts black people as well, okay? Because black people, specifically black men, have to compete with these illegal immigrants for jobs, in which she not only supports open borders, but she also goes out of her way to try to help illegal immigrant criminals that actually committed crimes. Again, the people that are affected the most by the illegal immigrants and the crimes are the so-called black and brown people that she claims she cares about so much. But apparently she cares about the illegal immigrants more than her constituents.
Criminalization, I believe, is what you called it. And so can you define for us what that is? And then Attorney Mata, I'm coming to you next. I'm sure you knew that was coming. So yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we immigration lawyers call it crimmigration because a lot of our like clients have criminal history. So what we like to do is we like to obtain green cards for clients and also get them out of removal proceedings. And a lot of that has to do with whether they have a criminal history. So my firm, they're very nerdy and interested in crimmigration because we like to see how we can get the government to forgive their criminal past so that they can get a green card. So immigration is pretty cool because it is very gray, not so black and white when it comes to criminal history. Like more often than not, they can forgive it. So when it comes to forgiving a criminal purpose through a criminal past through like a waiver, it's really cool when you get that forgiven by the government because then you can still get a green card, you can still naturalize, you can still fight your deportation case, basically.
Yeah, I love that. Now,
To be clear, undocumented folk contribute approximately $100 billion in taxes. They pay into Social Security and they don't get to draw down on it. So stop, again, allowing them to divide us and to demonize them. It is not a criminal violation to enter the country illegally. It's not a criminal. It's a crime. It's not a crime, which is why they're so frustrated because they really want our local law enforcement to go out and round up people when they could be looking out for the murderers and the sexual abusers as well as the robbers. They want them to go and round people up on civil accusations. And so long as we live in a capitalist society, there's always going to be someone or a group of people that will do work that some of the rest of y'all don't want to do. These are the people that are really making us great in this country.
and as they have decided to go after immigrants and these and things like that, and they've said, oh, they taking your black jobs. They taking your black jobs. Not really. They are obviously jobs that they want us to go back to, such as work in the fields, all right? Those immigrants that come into our country, they work the fields, something that we ain't done in a long time. And clearly, he is trying to make us go back to the fields.
Yeah, so again, I thought it to be pretty fascinating how Jasmine Crockett basically tried to claim that Byron Donalds, I guess he's told what to say or what to do by the GOP. He says, yes, massa, right, as if he's a slave. But yet, every single position that Jasmine Crockett has is a far left position of the Democrat Party, right? Like, what position does Jasmine Crockett take outside of whatever the Democrat Party tells her that she must support? What position? What position? Because if Byron Donalds is a slave, then Jasmine Crockett has to be a slave. Because, I mean, she's supporting things that don't make any sense when it comes to black people, which she claims she cares about so much. I already pointed out, like abortion, like the illegal immigration thing. She's far left when it comes to the woke gender agenda as well, too. Well, black people definitely are not on board with that, right? But she's on board with it. She's pushing it on folks. Almost as if the Democrat Party told her to, hey, get black people on board with this, right? Make black people okay with this stuff. And she said, yes, massa, I'm going to do that.
Let me tell you something. Y'all need to find some people that actually care about their constituents. And honestly, whenever y'all are ready to work, we on this side of the aisle have always been ready to do what is right by the American people. Instead, what you can continue to do is go after the most vulnerable in our country. The fact that you just sat up there and somehow figured out how to tie trans folk to your argument makes no sense to me. But let me tell you something. Trans people ain't going nowhere. Just like when the racists wanted to make sure that black people somehow were going to be dismissed in this country. We ain't left either. And I'll yield.
Would you yield back?
I'll yield to them. The trans kids that want to play the sports. Lord have mercy. That is the biggest issue that we had. Since when? Since when? Find the little trans child that is ruining your life. Like, I mean, I'm just like.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, it sounds to me like Jasmine Crockett is the one that's taking the orders from higher ups and saying, yes, massa, I'm going to come out here and say whatever you want me to say. Because I guarantee you, some of these issues, some of these things that she's supporting are not popular with the black community. And they're not popular with the rest of the country, and they're probably not popular with her constituents, okay? But she's out here supporting it anyways. So, hey, I'm just saying, I think she's the one that has a massa, right? But with that being said, funny video here. Jasmine Crockett actually got prank called on Steve Harvey's show, and she almost lost her mind, right, over the fact that this guy was prank calling her over some of the comments that she's been making, right? The outlandish comments that she's been making and how that could be affecting people. And she got real defensive about this. It's kind of funny. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
Hello, I'm trying to reach Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah, who is this?
This is Terrence. I'm a president over here at OBB out of the Dallas chapter.
What is OBB? How did you get my number?
Okay, I got your number from Benjamin Crump. He gave me your number. And OBB is Our Black Businesses. I've met you before. Didn't you work at Lee Merritt's office for a while? Civil rights attorney?
We worked together for a second. Yeah, we worked together for a second, yeah.
Okay, I was actually working at Lee's place. I think you had just gotten there when I was leaving. But I wanted to give you a call because here at OBB we got a bit of a problem now. We were about to get an award from the Dallas Morning News. We was about to get
well, congratulations. That's awesome.
Well, no, we didn't get it. So we was about to get a Benchmark Business Award, which came with a $2 million grant where we could help a whole lot of black businesses. Now, the problem is we was denied that, and they saying they denied us from some stupid that you said on TV.
I'm sorry,
so they saying that we
what?
got denied of a Benchmark Business Award. They supposed to give us $2 million. We was going to help a lot of business with this. But some that you said on TV, and now they hesitant on giving black organizations any kind of fund.
Well, it probably ain't nothing that I said. It's probably something that Trump didn't say. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
At the end of the day, we need you not to say nothing for the next 4 years, because this can create a big problem. Yeah.
Sir,
I mean,
I don't even know. Okay. I'm going to have to direct you to my staff. I only continued this conversation because you said that you knew Benjamin Crump, and Crump is like a big brother of mine. So if he gave you my number, he does not do that lightly. So I'm not really sure what's going on.
He is a friend of mine as well. But the problem is that the that you saying is the problem that I got, and I'm trying to get you to be quiet before you. Some of these Republicans is good white folks. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
You know, I found it be hilarious about this, right? Is that if the Democrat Party was smart, they would be telling Jasmine Crockett, hey, we need you to shut up for 4 years, right? If they were smart. But the fact they keep letting her run around here and to say all these things that she's saying, it just shows you how the leadership of the Democrat Party is weak, right? If I was Hakeem Jeffries, I would be calling Jasmine Crockett in my office and saying, listen, you got to chill out, right? You need to shut up. You need to stop talking because you're making us look real bad right now. But you know, hey, the fact that she continues to talk means that, again, Democrat leadership, they don't know how to get people like Jasmine Crockett in line, right? These are the people that are running the Democrat Party, right? The Jasmine Crockett's are running the party.
Oh, well, name them for me.
Well, I mean, I don't have
But nevertheless, I don't know how you got my number, and I'm gonna have to have a conversation with Ben because we have never had this type of situation. And I am sorry that you felt like I had something to do with you losing your award. Listen, I want all my black businesses to survive and thrive. And so if there's anything that we can
do.
So
what are you doing? What are you doing, Jasmine? What are you doing for black business? What are you doing?
Listen, I do a ton. If you are familiar with the leadership under Pete Buttigieg with the Department of Transportation, the things that we did was we tried to insulate black businesses from an incoming crazy regime like the one that we've had to make sure that they could still get those contracts to be able to go out and work on these big infrastructure projects and things like that. And I honestly have a great relationship with the black businesses in my community. I'm surprised that I've never met you. I work with the Black Chamber of Business, and we always do events together. And I would love to bring you and your organization into the fold. But this, I gotta go, but you can call my office and my staff can help you.
So you ain't got time for black people. You ain't got time to talk to me.
No,
you got to go. You got to run.
I always have time, but this is getting a little bit more hostile than I typically like to deal with. Because if you've seen me, I know how to pop off, and I don't want to pop off because I understand your frustration. You're talking about losing $2 million. So I get it, but I would rather be productive and figure out how we can get that money back for you. I know people at Dallas Morning News, and so hopefully I can assist you with that, but I can assure you that that money doesn't have anything to do with me and anything that I've said.
They saying this is behind some mistake. They saying this is behind some shit you definitely said. You said some shit on TV, and this is the reason why. This is the reason why they holding back on giving us the grant for my organization.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure this probably started when you got on there with that white lady with that bleach blonde, bad built beach body. When you did that, that's probably what created the problem on now.
I don't think so. Honestly, that was a white woman at work that disrespected me, and I got nothing but love when I called Marcia a bleach blonde, bad built butch body. So if it offended you, I don't know if you blonde or bleach or bad built. I don't know. But I will say that a lot of people were happy that I stood up to a bully. In the same way you and your organization are being bullied out of y'all's money, I am going to absolutely make sure that I fight those bullies back on your behalf. So you should just take from that moment and recognize that I cannot be pushed around by anybody.
You messed up all our money, and then you're trying to figure out why I'm upset about it. Yeah, I'm upset about it. I'm trying to get you to understand. But really, honestly, for the next 4 years, we need you to sit down and be quiet. That's what we really need you to do.
Sir, like, I mean, I don't want to fight. It sounds like you want to fight, but listen, as a public servant, I am really trying to serve the people. So just tell me how it is that I can help you instead of fighting with me. What we need to do is focus on how we're going to get you your money, and I am committed to that.
Well, can I tell you one more thing before you go?
Absolutely, sir. I'm listening.
Jasmine, this is nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Dude, do you know how crazy my life is, and you over here playing on my phone? Like, seriously? Like, I got people coming left and right complaining about everything under the sun, and you on here playing on my phone? Like, I don't even want to know how and why. Like, I legitimately don't even know. I don't even want to know. Like, but this ain't the time.
I know.
Yeah. So again, Jasmine Crockett, the things that she's saying out loud in public, it's so outlandish that people are now making pranks, right? They're prank calling her, talking about how crazy she is, right? And the things that she says. Again, I just hope that Democrats continue to platform her, right? Just continue to put her out there, continue to allow her to be overtly racist towards white people, to advocate for things that are unpopular with a vast majority of people in this country, to continue to engage in these behaviors that are beneath our sitting members of Congress, to use language that is beneath our sitting members of Congress. Just continue to allow her to do it, right? She is a representation of what the Democrat Party has now become, right? It is a party of unhinged liberal black women. They're running the show, right? They're running the show. And, Jasmine Crockett is the leader, right? She's the leader. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.